All right, folks, how you doing? It's Mitch from Hard Intentions YouTube channel. We also have hardintentions.com where we have merchandise such as shirts and other things. Please check us out. So the other day I was going through some emails I got from the channel. Someone asked me, if you're a white guy and you're Jewish, you still be allowed to join a gang. And my response was, why would you want to join a gang? And he got back to me and he says, well, Wes Squatson said, if you're white, it's mandatory that you have to join a gang. And I thought, man, really? Number one, obviously you're not in prison because you're on the streets sending me an email. Hopefully you're not in prison or on your way to prison using an illegal cell phone to contact me. So why would you plan on going to prison? Number one, I mean, if you're out here in the world, don't do anything that's going to take you to prison. Number two, why would you want to join a gang? I mean, it really kind of struck a chord with me that this guy really, he put so much credence into somebody saying, hey, when you go to prison, you're white, you have to join a gang. And he's Jewish and he's wondering, well, can I join a gang if I'm Jewish? Well, here's the deal. Why would you want to join a gang? Ask yourself that. Why would you want to do that? So let's just go through the run through the scenario. You're just an average everyday guy. You get busted, you go to prison. You're sitting in the county jail, you're fighting your beef, you go to prison. All right. Now you're in a reception center. Why would you want to join a gang? I would say 85 to 90% of the guys in prison are drug addicts, dope fiends. They're at their best in prison. On the streets, they're at their worst because they're strung out on heroin, amphetamines, cocaine, alcoholics, or all of the above. Just anything that will get them high. Now they're in prison. They still want to get high. Some of them join gangs. Some of them join prison gangs. So now you have a guy who's a dope fiend, and maybe he's in prison for final shot. Maybe now he's struck out. Maybe now he has 20 years. Maybe now he has a life sentence. So he gets hooked up in a gang, and here you come, right? Don't know shit about nothing. Maybe you're not a dope fiend. Maybe you like to party a little bit, use drugs here and there, but now you're surrounded by drug addicts. Hardcore dope fiends, guys that commit robberies, burglaries, home invasions, murders to get drugs. Say you're in level 3, level 4 prison, higher up. My line of thinking is I want to do my time and I want to get out of prison. I don't want to go back to my life out in society. That's my line of thinking. My line of thinking is not, do I want to join a gang? My line of thinking is, okay, I'm in prison. The food kind of sucks. How can I get better food? The clothing kind of sucks. Can I get better clothing? Can I get newer clothing on a regular basis? How can I improve my life while I'm here? What am I going to do when I'm here? Am I going to hang out in the yard, shoot dope, cause trouble, take inventory on everybody, on all the white dudes, get myself in a wreck? And the way I get out of my wreck is to throw somebody else in the mix and get the shiny object is now this guy that I got the attention focused on instead of me. Or I'm going to get a job. If you don't have an education, you get your GED. You don't have any job skills, you get a trade, right? You go to vocational training. After you complete that, you get a job where you can get a pay number. You can buy your coffee and your cosmetics, maybe some food. You maintain contact with the people on the streets that might still care about you. You get visits, you get phone calls, and if you're lucky, you get some visits. You join a gang, you're going to have to put in some work, you probably end up in the hole. Your mail gets fucked with, takes you 2-3 months to get a letter. Your visits are very limited. Nobody wants to come see a guy in chains on a telephone booth visit that you got to make an appointment for and drive 2, 3, 4, 10-hour drive to come visit over a phone. You can talk on the phone when you're on the main line. Why would I want to talk to you on the phone as a visit? So I would rather live relatively comfortable, find someone to be who's a decent celly, who's not going to get you in a wreck, even if he's a partial lame. Sometimes lames have more game than the so-called regs. So anyway, you're going to pursue your quest to join a gang because Wes Squatson told you to. All right. What do? You check out the yard. You start asking questions. Oh, is that guy hooked up? Is that guy hooked up? Now you're asking questions if you go that route. So the guys who are hooked up, they're going to want to know why the fuck you're asking questions. Or, okay, and then they're going to introduce themselves to you. Hey, what's up? What's up, Billy Bob? How you doing? My name's Mike. Yeah, I'm so and so, and I'm hooked up with so and so. You know, I'm in this crew or that crew. And my name's Mike. How you doing? Put the arm. How you doing, brother? Shake your hand, fist bump you. Whatever your introduction is, you've made it obviously clear that you're interested in being a part of this crew. People take notice of that. Now, I'm already in the crew. I've already fucked my life off. If I didn't have a life sentence when I came in, I might have one now because in order to join the crew, I had to put in some work. I picked up another 10 or 20 years or possibly a life sentence. So now I'm committed to prison and probably to a level 4 prison for quite a long time. So there you are. You're expressing an interest in being part of my crew. You want to join my crew? Once again, my mind boggles just trying to figure out why you would want to do that. So I had a homeboy who did that. He joined the crew. He hooked up with dudes. He thought they were good dudes. Maybe they were. And he transferred. He was in Corcoran with me. And, we're having a conversation one day, and he's like, I says, yeah, I don't take orders from nobody. He says, I can't say that yet. And I was like, yeah, next thing I know, he's on the yard carrying a big bone crusher, looking to stab a child molester. He's running around with dudes. And I'm like, dude, these guys you're kicking it with are turds, really. And a lot of them have checked in. Jammer checked in. Dog got stabbed the fuck up in New Corcoran, almost died. All the dudes he was running with have either checked in or got stabbed up or just got out and disappeared. So I was thinking, why is he fucking doing that shit, Because I recognized him as a decent guy. And now he's out, he's quit, he's a Christian, he has a business, a home, and a family. So my question is again, why would you want to join a gang? So here you are trying to join my gang. You're an open book to me. I'm going to find out what you're in prison for. I'm going to find out if you get visits. I'm going to find out if you get money. I'm going to find out if you use drugs or if you have access to drugs. I'm going to find out all the resources you have available to you in just through general conversation. And there's guys on the yard who don't want to join my gang, but they want to be friends with me. So I'm going to use them to find out about you. And in the end, I'm going to know everything there is to know about you that's pertinent to my needs. Right? And then, they'll come the approach, however it goes down. Okay, you want to get hooked up with the crew. So now, I'm going to put it out there like I'm the shit. I'm in the crew. Whether there's other guys on the yard that are part of the crew or not, I'm going to present myself like you're going to have to impress me, right? I'm going to find my way into your money source. I'm going to find my way into your drug source if you got one. I'm going to find my way into your family and your friends and your visitors, especially if you have a chick, that's not married to you, but she's your girlfriend and she comes to see you. I'm going to plug myself into her or one of her friends. And once I'm in deep with all that, if I really don't like you, which, I probably won't, because I don't like anybody really, not even the guys in my own crew. So I'm gonna find a way to use you up now. So money's coming in from you, you're donating to the cause. But there's this guy over here that needs to go. You need to make your bones. I'm gonna have you put in some work. So next thing you know, you're in there for a 5 or 10 year term. Now I put a knife in your hand and you have to go put in some work. See, not everybody has to put in work like that. If there's a racial issue on the yard, you're going to have to be on the yard. If you're a white man, right, you're going to have to go out the yard. You have to participate. That's mandatory to white dude. But you don't have to go stab people. You don't have to go remove people, especially if you have a job or you're in a vocational program, you're in education, you're minding your own business. You're letting it be known, hey, I'm just looking to program and do my fucking time and get out. As long as you're still a stand-up dude and you're there for the other shit, you socialize, do your thing, do your workout. You don't have to do unless you've opened your mouth and set yourself up to put in some work, raise your hand. You don't have to do that shit. But see, now since you've expressed an interest to join my crew, I'm going to put a piece in your hand and you're going to be putting in some work. You're going to be drawing some blood on somebody. And, instructions are, hey, you're going to have to take this guy out. I want you to take this guy out. That's how it's going to go down. You're going to take this guy out. And here's the deal. I'm going to pump you. And I'm going to game you. I'm going to tell you how to do it. And we're going to set it up. And we're going to get the victim in the right spot. And you're going to do it. And by the time it gets to that point, you might be having second thoughts. But unless you're willing to walk over that program office and check in and go to PC, if you want to spend the rest of your time with a general population or a non-program facility, now you've talked yourself into something that you're going to have to do. So you got a couple choices. You can do it, or when you get the steel in your hand, you can put it in the guy trying to make you do it, right? Just to let him know, hey, I'm not a fucking punk and I don't take your orders. But now you've already opened yourself up for orders because you want to join my crew. So now I've already objectified this guy. He's not a human being anymore. He's a rat. He's a child molester. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. See what I mean? I've already turned him into an object. He's no longer a human being. And I've got you parroting what I'm saying about the guy, and you've taken inventory on all this guy's bad qualities, and all your suspicions are solidified because of what we've programmed into you. And so you're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to go assault that dude with that weapon. You have to draw some blood on him. And if he dies, you got a court case. Now, if you think there aren't guys on that yard, level 4 especially a 180, any level 4, they went out of there. They went off that level 4 yard. The system is, the majority of it now is programming facilities, which is S&Y, PC yards. You think they're going to have a problem going in one of them yards? If it means they can go tell on you, right? They go tell on you. They say you're willing to testify. They say no, but I'll give you this information. They're going to get some favor. I'm willing to give you the information and they're willing to testify. Then they're going to get some love. They're going to get some time cut off their sentence. They're going to go to a cushy PC ass joint where they're allowed to have all kinds of privileges that you can't have because you're in a non-program facility. and you're going to have 4 or 5 dudes telling on you. It takes 2 witnesses to make a court case. Okay. 2. All I need is 2 witnesses willing to testify against you. You stab the guy in the yard, the whole yard's seen it. And you know what? The witnesses might not be white. They might be black. They might be Hispanic. They might be Asian. They might be Arab. You don't know. You don't know who saw you do it. You just know the cops didn't see it, right? If that's the case. Of course, now I heard there's a policy, if you stab somebody, you got to ride them to the dirt until you get shot or till you get caught, because guys have certain things in their cells they don't want to lose. So if you stab the dude and you get away with it, they're going to search the whole yard, looking for weapons, looking for the guy who you might have wounds on you, whatever. They're looking for the suspect. So powers that be, they don't want to lose their cell phones, any contraband they got, little extra art supplies, or little extra cooking devices, hot plates, whatever. They don't want to lose that stuff. So your instructions, my friend, are ride them to the fucking dirt, homeboy. Take them down. Really, they want you to get caught because they don't want to lose their contraband. They don't want to lose their extra clothing, whatever. And second of all, once you get caught, you're locked in. You're getting a case. You're getting a shoe term. You'll be one of the guys. You're going to be in my crew now. Let's say you get away with it. Cool. Man, that was a good move, but he didn't die. You didn't kill him. So, we got this other guy over here. I want you and Joey to go and take him down together, because I got some other guy that wants to, my comrades told me, hey, I got this guy wants in, so we're going to send 2 of you together. Right? And you're going to put in some more work, right? And then you're going to get caught for that. And once you get caught for that and you're in the hole, then the rats who saw you do the first move, once you're gone. Now all the rats are going to come out of the woodwork. They're going to tell on you. You're going to have a couple different 115s coming. You're going to get a shoot term for both incidents. You're going to get a court case for both incidents. And they're going to take you to court and they're going to say, hey, we got you. Then the staff are going to start pressuring you. They're going to want you to testify. They're going to say, hey, look, I know Mike put you up to this. I know the crew put you up to that. So, there's a way out. You're still going to get charged, but we'll speak up on your behalf and you won't get a life sentence because you killed that guy, or it's attempted murder. But we won't get you a life sentence. We'll have the prosecutor and the judge go easy on you because you're cooperating. That's the thing they're going to push on you. So let's say you're stand-up dude, you don't take that deal. All right, you do your little 4 or 5 years in the shoe, you get back on the main line. Guess what? Everybody that's seen you do that, everyone knows you did that. That's old news, bud. But now you're in the crew. Come out, you're going to go to a different yard. The guys that put you in, they're not in the yard. The guys that are on the yard, they're part of your crew now. They don't really know you. So guess what? You're going to be kept at arm's length on certain stuff. You'll be part of things, but you won't be in. You just be that guy they used up. And then it's like, hey, man, Billy Bob, there's this guy over here. And, he knows we want to get him, but he doesn't know you're part of the crew yet. So we're going to need you to whack him. And you're going to be putting in some more work because you're really not part of the crew, Billy Bob. You're just part of the crew they use up. You're part of the crew that enhances the reputation of the guys who are the crew. You understand? So, what's your options? Are you Jewish? You want to join a white prison gang? Come on, man. What kind of question is that? And I'm not trying to insult you because you listen to this guy, Wes Squatson, and he's told you got to join a gang if you're white. And you believe him because he's on YouTube and his big steroid arms, they're about this long. and he can do 1,000,000 burpees because he's only 5 foot tall, right? And he's doing, yeah, don't listen to the fucking shit. Don't listen to that crap. Because that guy did his time at level 2s, out of state, you know, McFarland private prison, and from what I hear tell, he paroled from fucking Mule Creek, which is a PC joint. So don't listen to that shit. You don't have to join a gang. You go to prison, you say, I want to get a trade, I want to get my education, I want to get, you got your GED already, graduate from high school, get a trade. They got trades in prison again. They're not the same as when I first went in, but they have vocational training. Study some religion, study some philosophy, read some Louis L'Amour books, learn how to draw, learn how to paint. Your cellie comes in and says, hey man, it's on with some other race. The whites got an issue with this other race. All right, cool. It's usually over some dope fiend that didn't pay his debt. But you're gonna have to go to the yard and deal with that. Participate. It's mandatory. But that doesn't mean you're in a gang now. That just means you're a white guy on the yard. Participate because you have to, because that's part of the deal. Because that's why white dudes have a reputation as being the most violent, the most dead bodies walked off the yard are by white dudes, because white dudes participate. So when you have to participate, but in the meantime, grow your head, grow your heart, become something that you weren't before you went to prison. Make yourself the man you're supposed to be. Make yourself the man you were intended to be. So when you go home, your old lady, your family, your friends are going to say, hey, well, Billy Bob made something of himself in prison. He didn't just sit around and fuck his life off. Asking, can I join a prison gang if I'm a Jewish guy? If you're Irish or Scottish or German or what, it doesn't matter. My answer to that question again, and that's to anyone that would ask that question, is why would you want to join a gang? Most of the guys that I knew of or knew that were in prison gang when I went to prison, they're no longer in the prison gang. Very few. Most of them have died, or they're in SNY yards for a very good reason. It's not a fucking healthy way to live. Longevity of prison gang members is very short. And if the guys who outlive their life expectations as gang members, they're doing it in prison. There's a reason they call it a prison gang. And, hats off to the guys that made the decision to join a prison gang and have stuck with it. They're finishing the ride that they signed up for. Unlike Dances with Wolves and these other guys that PC up and tell on everything they know, they have a planned exit strategy, which means becoming a pretty lowly guy and testifying against everybody. Guys that stick it out, hats off to you. They're living a life that I really don't recommend. And I think if they could turn back the clock, maybe they would make different choices. I don't know. I don't speak for them. But you don't have to make that choice, just so you know. It's not a fun ride. But if you sign up for it, shame on you, bud. You're either going to end up spending the rest of your life in prison, dead, or on a PC yard. There's not much else, and there are not very many other options, So mind your business. If you're not in prison, there's no need to go there. And if you go to prison, there's no need to fucking throw away the rest of your life. I did 38 years. I'm on the street living a decent life. I'm not a fucking millionaire, but I'm rich. Take care of yourselves. Use your head. Stay out of prison and do it hard. Thank you, folks.